Heyo, this is Evil Love Bunny 500 here. So recently, on DeviantArt, I get a lot of asks about how I color and how I do hair, so I thought, well, heck, I'll do a little bit of a tutorial about it. So, yeah, here I am. Sorry for the bad audio quality, because I'm just doing it off my webcam, so it's really nothing special. So, yeah, let's get started, I guess. So I'm just going to start with what type of brushes I use first. I always start with a line art no matter what type of hair I'm doing. So this is just a start. This here is my paintbrush. This is actually what I do use for all of my coloring. It looks like that. That's why my paint style looks so weird. Then the next one is this one. It's called lead. At least that's what the default setting on it. It's just kind of a texture brush. It's pretty good for liner. Like, it's not super great, it's more of a sketch brush. And this guy here, I love this guy. This is my liner brush. It's nice and soft, but it can be really nice and line arty too. You can use a select tool on it, so I like to use it. So let me just get out of that. So when I start doing coloring for hair, what I do is of course I always start with line art. That's a silly question, huh? Or a silly statement. So let me just go ahead and do a quick doodle. This is my favorite hairstyle, so that's why you see it so much. Yay! I'll clean it up a little bit, okay? So do that. And I like this brush is a little hard, so you can erase stuff with it too and not mess up the quality. Some brushes, it's just like, man, you can't keep it well. So I'll just make sure this is all together. Looking fairly decent. I wouldn't say it's very good, but it's decent. Let me go ahead and just fix it real quick. So I'll do that, and I'll just draw another one beside it, just so we have more than one to go off of for the two different styles I do. So that doesn't look very good, but I'll leave it. It's not like it's really all that important, is it? So let me go ahead and erase this, make it look pretty decent. So let's do this. And let's do that. Okay, wow, that doesn't look very good, but it'll work, right? Like, it's just a doodle anyway. So, it's not like it's super important that it looks nice or anything. So, what I always do, when I do my first style, the one I do the most commonly now, I like to segment the hair up because it kind of makes it easier to shade. So I'm just going to segment it right here. It can be as big or small as you want. It doesn't super matter. Usually I just do it depending on what looks nice. Sometimes the nice chunks, big chunks look good, but sometimes it looks better when it's small. So it's not as important. I'll leave this one because this is going to be my line art one. So I'll just leave that one for that, and I'll just quickly fill this in. Oh, what is that little smudge right there? Who really knows? It doesn't really matter at this point. Go ahead and make sure that looks pretty good. It does. And we'll just go with blue for now, I guess. What looks the best? Vibrant colors look pretty good, so I'll just start with that. Then what I do, I always do this, I clip art it. I shouldn't bother with the second one. Should take that out of here so it's not bothered by, yeah, it's better. Now I know the edges look pixely, but I always fix that later on. So then I do overlay. You can't tell so much with this because that's a little dark, so I'm just going to lighten it up. So that looks pretty good. And then what I always do next is I put overlay on it, and I shine it up a ton. Now, this doesn't super matter if it's neat or anything in the beginning. because I always fix it. You'll see what I do in a little bit, but I always change it up as I go. So we'll merge that down and make sure it looks good. I should get that out of the way too. I'll probably just redraw that, so I won't even worry about it. Get that out of here. Yeah, that's better. So now I can put this guy in a better place. Now what I always do, got this color right here. Got that bright one. Now I always choose a middle ground, and I'll just do that. That looks pretty good for now. And then I always preserve the opacity because otherwise it can get really out of hand. So then I take that paintbrush, which was this one right here, if you don't remember it, if I can pull it up. There it is. So make sure you have that one if you're doing it in my style. It doesn't really matter. You can always use your own brush. Basically something that blends a lot. Water will work too. So I just scribble until it looks pretty good. And I'll deal with that blue line there later. I always just ignore it at first. So let me just quickly do a couple of these just to show how I do it. It's nothing special or fancy or anything, and my style is really messy. So feel free to shade this and do as much with it as you want. I just, I don't really bother personally. So that looks pretty good. What I do, it really depends. This blue looks pretty good, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to go dark. Let me give this a shot. Sometimes I have two ways of doing this. Sometimes I go with the darker route, and sometimes I go with the lighter route. Like, some of my pictures, you'll notice that I do this. I'll just highlight it from one side, because it looks pretty nice, and, really defines it without, without, like, losing any separation. So that's pretty nice. I think I like that more on this one, to be honest, so I think I'm just going to leave that be. So that looks pretty good, I think. Now sometimes, depending on how it looks, I might just do a second one on the other side because I don't know what lighting is. As you can probably tell from all of my art, I don't do a light source really, or at least not too much. I don't really follow a standard. So that's how I do my hair. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this a little bit more. I'm gonna probably speed up till I get to the end, and I'll have you a cute little finished picture of this one, and then we'll move on to line art, alright? Okay, welcome back. Sorry if anything looks weird. My computer actually crashed when I was doing this. So, let me go ahead and make sure that still looks okay. I know the quality looks a bit off, but like I said, my computer kind of crashed. So, I'll just go ahead and leave that. So yeah, that's what it looks like when it's all done. That's how it usually looks. Well, besides a little bit of fuzziness there. So I'm just going to start a new picture for my line art coloring. I actually had a really cute picture that I drew. Of course, it's erased now, but it was very cute, and maybe I can replicate something like it. So I'm just going to give it a shot. So I'll just do that. It's not ideal, but it'll work. It'll work since I'm just doing a basic hair thing anyway, so not like I'm making a full character or anything. So I'll just neaten that part up. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna do green. Green seems like a pretty good match. So I'll just do that. Or pink. I like pink colors. No, I'm definitely gonna go with green. And it's because when I do the highlight with line hair, if it's another color, sometimes it looks really strange. You'll see what I mean when I go. But yeah, as of right now, I'll start with this. Usually, when I do hair color, I always do really dark. I take the hair color and I go color in the lines, obviously dark color of the hair, and then I make the hair color actually a little bit lighter, and then I actually take the actual hair color. Since this obviously doesn't actually have a designated hair color, I won't worry about it. I'm just going to go ahead, like I said, I use this paintbrush for everything, so that's what I'm going to try and use. It's been a while since I've done this, but it should still look pretty good. Yep, it does, and I just go back and forth. I'm just doing a circle. I have a 0.9 brush. I always work on small canvas. I always work on 1,000 by 1,000. I'm not sure what that computes to in inches, but let me find out. 2.858 inches. That's great. I don't really care. To be honest, inches are kind of strange for me, so I'll just do this instead. Then I always use a smaller brush and I go up to a next brighter color and I just keep going. Depends on how defined I want it to look. Usually I want it to look pretty nice. I don't usually want it to look very loose, so go ahead and do that. There's really nothing to it. I'm sure I honestly, I don't think it looks that complicated, but I don't know if it is. Nobody ever tells me if they've tried it out or not, so, and, you know, I don't blame them, of course. Let's see, then I just take a brush, highlight it, put that on a clip art overlay, and I take the water brush, which I guess I never put up, but here's the settings for it. If you want to try it out, it's the default side one, so actually, no, I don't want to highlight it like that. Normally what I do, actually, it's been quite a while since I've done this, so what I usually do is I just do a halo, and then I overlay it and do this. Put that in a little better place. And then it's too big. I usually do it at least twice in a hair, just to give it highlights in several places. Like I said, I have no lighting skills. I know how to light, I just don't like how it looks just doing it in one place. I usually just put some hearts because I'm a doof, so there's that. Then I usually do one above it and I make more hearts, or squiggles, W's, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's up to you. Do that, and then I usually just tone it down so it looks okay. And then I take a small one, put some white, do that, do a little bit more hearts. And then, really this part, the next part just depends. I don't really like doing this too much, to be honest, anymore. But I usually just make some stars. Normally I just copy and paste something I've actually already done. I was hoping maybe this would look a little bit, I don't like that much. Maybe if I do that, copy and paste it maybe. Yeah, that's probably about as good as any of my stuff looks, so, yeah, none of my art is neat, so just leave that be, put that in. And I'll take this, copy it again, paste, make it even smaller, copy it again, do some more pasting, fill in the areas. I'll just erase this because it's really not necessary to have it there. I'll just put now when I do artwork with just line art, I just use the water brush to blend it, so I'll just give that a rough blend, make it look not so hollow. So yeah, that's how I basically do that. I'll put these two, so I'll merge this down real quick. I tend to merge things down, just because it tends to look a little better. It's no reason in particular. Usually it makes the files maybe a tiny bit smaller too. So I'll do that. So let me make these two about the same size so I can have a nice comparison. Alright, yeah, and so that's how I do it. There's really nothing more to it than that. If you guys like this, maybe I'll do another one. Of course, it's all up to you. I don't really have a preference. It took me a while to figure out how to do this, actually. So, there you go. Let me just finish putting my signature down there, because why not? I probably won't post it, but you never know. So, there you go, and, oh, you know, there's something I probably could try doing, since that actually kind of looked pretty nice. I just do this. And this is basically how I improve my art style. I just try random shiny stuff. That's literally how I came up with my painting style, besides the fact that I really admired artists like, Walking Melons AAA, I think that's their username. They're a really great artist here on YouTube and on DeviantArt. Yeah, I really admire their shininess. If you're on DeviantArt, you should check out some artists that really inspired me to work on shiny art. We had, I just call them Eva, Izzy. I'll link their art down in the description. There's also another one called Sarah Song 64. I'll link her too, because she's pretty great and she's super nice. She also has, I think they both have YouTube accounts. Not 100% sure. I know Sarah Song does. But I'll link them down in the description. They're super great. And if you like shiny art and you kind of want to improve in it, I would definitely recommend checking out their art. Walking Watermelons is a good one too. Simply because like they do it in a nice kind of sloppy way, but at the same time it looks super nice. So it's kind of like, you know, it's a good medium. So yeah, that looks a lot better. Wow. Okay. So yeah, there you go. So I guess I'll just see you guys next time if I do one of these again. Look forward to future speed paints. Just so you know, I'm sure you know, but I actually run this channel with my sister. You know, she does the one, like the new one that I think it's called Hey Sis or Brother. She drew that, and she's super great. I'll link her down in the description too. She really tries to improve with her shiny art too. So just give her a check too. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye bye.